Hello everyone, welcome to drinknectar.com. I'm your host Josh Wade, and this is the internet's place to explore the five senses of coffee and wine. Tonight we are heading back down to Chile for a return visit, and then we're heading all the way across the other side of the world to New Zealand. So some Southern Hemisphere wines, see what we can find when it comes to Sauvignon Blanc from these regions. We've drank a lot of Sauvignon Blanc lately, totally appropriate. It's hot, it's summertime. Great to have these crisp, acidic, citrusy wines to sip on the deck with. So let's jump right in. This first wine we're tasting is a Valdivieso. Geez, say that 10 times fast. This is a Sauvignon Blanc from Chile, and it's 2009, and it's wild fermented, meaning they let it naturally ferment with a wild fermented yeast rather than some of these other yeasts that are added. Now this wine, the history of this wine comes from a tasting I did a little while back with, I believe it was 9 different Chilean Sauvignon Blancs, and this wine came across as being very unique and different to the point where there may have been some consideration that there was some bottle variants. So the winemaker was nice to send out an additional bottle of this wine to the wine bloggers that participated. Thank you very much for that. And a great note accompanying it, there was no ever intention to slam the wine by anyone, not that I did. But we were just speaking our minds. So they sent a separate another bottle out, and you can tell this one here, these have been out of the fridge for a while, but it's starting to cloud up the glass. Sorry about that. Definitely a very yellowy, grassy straw color. And let's give it a sniff. Okay, so definitely right back to where I was in the beginning when I first tasted this wine. It has a sugary sherry herb, like just a wild herbaceousness, small little amount, a little hint of ammonia or something in there. But what I want to say about it is it's not sour in smell like the last bottle we had. It actually is a lot more inviting and a lot more intriguing. All those components that were present in the first tasting are definitely here now. But let's give it a sip. Same characteristics. Great acidity. We'll start with the good points. Great acidity. I'm actually intrigued by the wine. It's very spicy, herbaceous. It has a crispness to it. That sugary sherry taste is there. And I'm drawn to it, I'm intrigued by it. I drank this last night with a little bit of food that we had that had some pineapple and some spicy, like a pineapple salsa with some rice, and it was very good with some chicken, I believe it was. And it just kept bringing me back to the glass for more. But I say that with this caveat, and that is that if you're looking for a traditional Sauvignon Blanc at $22, this is not going to be it. You would have to be open-minded to something new and unique to enjoy this wine, but it is definitely unique. So that we'll leave it at that. Second, we're going to move on to this contraption here, and you may have been wondering what this was. This is a 3-liter Octaven container that uses a significantly less amount of waste and material. The wine is in a collapsible bag on the inside, and there is a spout dispenser on the front with the lack of oxygen to oxygenate the wine or oxidize the wine. Potentially could last up to 4 weeks, says the manufacturer. So this one here is from New Zealand, the Marlborough region, and it is $20-ish, equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so quite a value. So if you're in need of a party wine, if you're in need of wine by the tap, this would definitely be something to consider. Can be a little dangerous having wine by the tap sitting in your fridge because you don't really necessarily know how much you've drank. But it's 2009 vintage, a little lighter than the last wine in color, more just kind of like a lemon water or color in there. Let's give it a sniff. Grapefruit, citrus, steeliness, really a heavy steeliness, the stainless steel components coming through. But I did like that grapefruit play, and it had some straw, just like fresh cut grass. I mean, more of that fresh cut grass aroma in it. Let's give it a sip. Big grapefruit play. Big grapefruit play and citrus, medium amount of acidity. It's not over the top, just a small balance to it, or a little off balance. The acidity is not the best in there. Slightly harsh, just a little harsh and steely, but heck, I mean, great value. I mean, really of some boxed wines that I've had and tried, definitely drinkable. Bring it out at a party, it'll last most of the night, depending on how many guests you have. All in all, pretty fantastic, considering especially that it'll last for quite some time. So if you see this big blue box somewhere and you're just looking for a wine to throw in the fridge that you can keep coming back to, heck, why not? Overall, it's got some good flavor. The last wine we're going to try is something I've been really excited to try. It's been sitting in storage for about a month and a half, and it's the Blanc. Their Letter series. They vent this on special years, special vintages. The growing season has to be perfect to fit into this line. It's a 2008 vintage, also from the Marlborough region of New Zealand. The color on this wine, similar to the last one, just seems to have a little bit more richness to it. It's a little bit more honey color added in there, not quite as thin. Let's give it a sniff. Really an elegant nose with a lot of floral and perfume flavors that has that hint of citrus that you would expect to come through on a Sauvignon Blanc. Really liking the play in there, maybe a little bit of green olive, like when you just, maybe the last part of a martini or something like that, a dirty martini when you're pouring it in there. But just a small, subtle underlying tone. Really enjoying, how the nose is complex. It's not just all grapefruit or all citrus, just right out front there. Let's go ahead and give it a sip. A lot happening in the mouth of this wine. It's not just one-dimensional. What's great about it is you actually have some different plays going across between a little bit of grapefruit and another citrus fruit that I can't quite put my finger on, but I know I'm going to think of it when we're done. I'll type it in the notes, hopefully I'll figure it out. But you also have some of that spice that I talked about. I'm not sure where the spice is coming from. It's not a white pepper, but it's definitely got a good little zip to it, or a spice to it. And I'm really enjoying the other flavors and how they kind of bounce around. And the acidity is really nice and balanced, not harsh or over the top or anything. So really enjoying this wine for the price that it is. So, what do you guys drink on the deck in the summertime? When it comes to Sauvignon Blancs, do you have a favorite that you pick out? I'm sure it needs to be something affordable, cost-effective, like a lot of Sauvignon Blancs are. Leave a comment in the notes if you have something you'd like to share. Otherwise, enjoy life with friends and drink happy.